Sunday night, February 21st, 2021. Let's talk about some college basketball. Not a great day looking at the algorithm. However, I'm going to show you something that's kind of interesting. So we went 13 and 9 on the money line, 9 and 13 on the spread. There's a few wins up top. If you're someone who's like thinking, Ken keeps hitting a good deal of these games every day up top when covering the spread. I hit like 3 out of 4. I hit. Look at this one. This was a day we hit top 7. Is that right? The 19th. We were hitting some, so it was like, all right, well, if you took the top 3, you lucked out. But other than that, it really wasn't consistent. Wasn't a great day. Now, here's the interesting thing. When I was messing around with this, I was like, well, what's going on? Well, we lost a lot of our home teams with really low margins, and we give them 9%. So if you just said straight up no home bump at all, just which did the better team win without home taking any factor into the game, we actually go 18 and 4 and then 13 and 9 on the money line, and there's a ton of wins down here. Now, there can be a couple reasons for this other than just happenstance. First of all, I reorganized the percentage here to make it match the percentage that was most successful in the 2019 bracket for the tournament. Now, this takes into account different categories with different weights, and it's going to affect scoring and affect everything downstream as we look at this. So to see this with 0% bump, because there was no bump figured in when I was figuring out the bracket. Now that's because in the tournament, they don't have anybody at home. Everyone's playing at a different venue. So there really is no home advantage, you wouldn't think. So that's why there isn't one. But looking at it like this shows that, yesterday it looks about the same if we do it that way on the 0% bump. Day before would be really good though. 20. Anyway, so it's interesting how to look at this. So let's go and then plan for tomorrow, because today the 2 wagers that I did make, I won one of them. Our big kind of pick of the day that I really talked about in the video, which was St. Bonaventure right here. I said take them because the health for Davidson was actually lower before I just updated the injury report. They did end up winning and covering. They won 69-58. So that was good. However, Florida A&M lost. I talked about it in the video. I was like, what am I doing? And they did lose. Ugh, yuck. So that stinks. Because we were originally looking at it like this with a 9% bump. That's why things looked a little different. So St. Bonaventure is up there. So, all right, let's look at tomorrow. Let's look at tomorrow, which is Monday the 22nd, and what we already have in here, and let's see if there's anything we can tell. I know there definitely will be updates tomorrow before the games start. It looks like the games start at noon. Are you serious? Really? Doing this again? No. Wow. All right, well, here we go. So with 9% bump, which is what we're looking at right now, we see that, are there any underdogs, for example? Just Oklahoma State at home with a ridiculously low margin, and their health is low. Terrible, terrible pick. I actually really want to look at it with a 0% bump, because we showed that worked better on Sunday, so let's do that for Monday as well. What underdogs pop up then? Central Arkansas away at New Orleans is plus 140. Predicts a super close game, but that's a good line, and you get them plus 4. Take Central Arkansas. What else of interest here? Texas A&M Corpus Christi is minus 110 at home with no bump here. No bump at all. Texas Tech away at Oklahoma State. I don't know. As you can see, a lot of this is in line with Vegas. We only have this one underdog down here with Central Arkansas. But they're a terrible team. Sorry. These are 2 awful teams. That's what's going on here. And we saw what happened yesterday when I took a bad team in Florida A&M against what I thought was a worse team in North Carolina State or A&M something. It was a battle of ampersands yesterday. What was it? It was Florida A&M and North Carolina A&T. Now, so looking at this today, it makes me want to focus on hockey more tomorrow. I think there are hockey games. So is there anything here of interest? Eastern Kentucky away against SEMO, Southeast Missouri State. That's only minus 150 and minus 3.5. And also not a good team. Oh, would the top games win when it covers the spread here? There's a 13, 11 point, 8 point spread. We say yes. Liberty, Moorhead, and North Carolina, Greensboro, and even Furman having to cover 10 against VMI. I don't want any part of that. These three seem okay though, because these are not very good teams, and I've been to Southern Illinois, Edwardsville. I've been there. Um, so yeah, I guess you consider taking these awful spread lines because that's what it would say to do at a 0% bump. What happens at a 9% bump? Because that's what we've been operating with so frequently. Whoops, why did that happen? So looks like this Furman gets pumped up a little bit, and Mercer comes up here against Citadel. Do not put any money on Mercer. I've lost money on Mercer this year. I do not like betting on them. St. Mary's, California against Pepperdine's minus 4.5. It's got a 6. Oh yeah, what if you sort it by spread cover? Let's look at it that way. And we have to fix that. Have something not hidden that's doing that. That's trying to wrap text. That's why it's doing that. Liberty Air Force at home against New Mexico? Really? Because they get 1.5. Interesting. And this is with a 9% home bumped up, but they're also a terrible team. Looks like a really, really ugly schedule on Monday. So I'm sorry, I actually don't have much to say. It's a pretty ugly schedule, isn't it? I can't see anything. There's no really big lines anywhere. Let's just stop that forever by doing this. Unhide, and then we want to hide this stuff. That should stop that problem. And this. I think that there's really not much St. Mary's against Pepperdine at minus 235, but yeah, there's nothing pick of the day worthy in here at all, is there? Nope. Sorry, I'm just going to be honest. I wouldn't see anything in this list that was good. We'll see if it gets updated tomorrow and there are better picks to choose from, because usually you'll see at least something popping out as a big game, and really it's a pretty ugly schedule. All right, so good luck everybody. May whatever picks you decide to make be winning.